Out with the old and in with the new. Purchased my first bass boat a couple months ago. I kind of wanted to wait to do this review video until I had a good chance to kind of run it quite a bit and see, start figuring out what my likes and dislikes were on it. And overall, I've really enjoyed this boat quite a lot. So here it is. It's a Triton TR-186 with Evinrude 175 on the back. It's an 04, so it's not too old, but still old enough to where the price is at the right spot for my first bass boat. I think that this is a really good size for your first bass boat. I mean, an 18.5 footer. I didn't really want to get too big of a one, so I think that the 18.5 is something that's definitely big enough for all the lakes around here, but also it's small enough to where you can fit into the smaller lakes and get around them. Came with a Vortex, but I did end up putting a couple upgrades on it. Got the live scope with the Garmin up front. Then it came with a 10-inch Humminbird at the console. Don't have that stuff hooked up yet, but yeah, it's a dual console, but the passenger windshield is cracked. I got it over here. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'd kind of rather have it be a single console, but I don't feel like taking the passenger console off. And also, I do like this storage in the passenger console too. So I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. It doesn't take up too much space. So I kind of wanted one with a pretty big front deck, and this one definitely has a good sized one. So let's just kind of go through the storage here. So this little step here is just a little cooler. Not too big, not too small. Here's where I got all my tackle. I just had all these boxes from before. Just got a bag of line and all the sort of accessories and just a couple more boxes. And a bump board. Nothing too crazy in there. Then in the right side here, I got all my plastics. I still have to organize all this stuff. Way big, that stuff. And I have the black box for my live scope in here too. I just have it mounted on a little piece of wood. I'm not sure exactly how I want to end up mounting it. Might just leave it like that. It's close enough. Then I use just a regular drill battery that can get plugged into there to run the black box. Here's my rod locker. I think I have like 16 rods in here or something. Probably could fit more if I took this out, but it's kind of nice for keeping things from bouncing around so much in here, so I think I'm just going to leave it in. It's not too packed in here with these sleeves. It really makes it so you can fit a bunch more without getting all tangled up, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And then moving on to the back here, you have the live well. These live wells are pretty big, honestly. They're pretty deep. They go quite a ways back in there. Haven't lost a fish yet in all the tournaments. And this one, I just have the life jackets, and I throw all the graph covers in there. I got G-juice in there too. And then in this one, it's just kind of random stuff. Haven't really figured out too much to put in there. Just got towel for wiping down the boat, and just keep some tools in here, and a plug in, and just some rope. Not too much in there. And here's the battery box. Nothing too special. And then this center seat comes out too, which is really nice. It just attaches there. I've just been leaving it in for now. And then there's also is a backrest. There also is a backrest that screws in here too. Then Velcro's down there. But I don't have too many passengers in here, so I just kind of mainly take it out. Unless if I know that I'm having 3 people in the boat, then I'll put that back on. So when I was looking for a bass boat, I kind of just wanted something that was in my price range, from like 10 to 20 grand. So it wasn't too expensive, but not too cheap. And this one was towards the bottom. I got it for $11,500, which was a pretty decent deal for this market. For an average market, I mean, last year is probably about what it would have went for. So I'm not too upset. I don't think I got screwed by the market too much. I haven't had much for issues with this boat. The only thing that I had to do was adjust the jack plate up about 1.5 inches or so. Because when the motor was trimmed all the way down, the exhaust was in the water, so it built up some back pressure. So just raising that up really helped with that, and I haven't had too much issues with having the motor trimmed all the way down at idle. But it runs really good at high RPMs, but it does have a rev limiter at 5,000, so I can't get it up over 60. I might look into changing that rev limiter. I'm not sure. I might bring it into the mechanic just to have him look through the outboard just to make sure everything's good, but I haven't had any issues with that, so I'm not too worried about it. Might wait until next year to do that, but we'll see. Then as far as like the storage goes, I think it's really good. It's got a lot of space for my tackle and everything. I just really need to organize it a little bit better for next year, but being I bought it in mid-fishing season, I didn't really take the time that I should have to get everything all set up. But this winter I'm going to start doing that, and then come spring it should be all organized and a lot better than it is this year. So that's it for this review video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below, and I'll make sure to answer them as soon as possible. Yeah, overall, I really like this boat. I'm glad that I bought it. It's done me so well so far. And we had quite a bit of luck this year, too. The first time that I had it on the water was for a Thursday nighter. And Kendra and I ended up winning big bass and big bag. So started off with a bang and had some success afterwards, too. And that was even before we got the live scope for it. So it'll be interesting next year in the league to see how we pair up against the rest of the guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more action in this boat. I haven't filmed hardly anything out of this boat yet, but maybe get one more video out of it this year. But then next year, I'm going to be starting to film a little bit more out of it and get some tournament videos with it so you guys can see how it goes. And see you next time.